Hey guys, it's Eric with another episode of Enchanted Minds. Today we're going to go over the top 10 mount insignia bonuses for your tanking characters. Again, that's mount insignia bonuses top 10 for your tank. So we're going to jump right into it, guys. Actually, we're not. We're first going to discuss the Wanderer's Fortune. So guys, Wanderer's Fortune, not part of the top 10 list because it is the best mount insignia bonus in the game for any character that is not maxed out on their gear score. You guys need Wanderer's Fortune. You can see here you have a 4% chance after killing a foe to find a refining stone at your feet. So guys, this is huge. You want to have it. It procs a lot more than 4%, it seems like. We will point out that it seems to be kind of glitched on the PS4, meaning it'll proc. You'll see a lot of gems dropping at your feet for a good 30 minutes to an hour when you first log in. Then it seems to die down, so we do recommend closing the app, reopening it up, and that tends to allow you to get stones like you were when you first logged in. So if you don't have Wanderer's Fortune, guys, get it. It is something that you need to have regardless of what character you are. So now we will jump right into it, guys. Number 10 for the tanking classes, Artificer's Persuasion. So this, guys, is going to give you a buff whenever you use an artifact. Here it is. So whenever you use an artifact power, your recovery, movement, action point gain, stamina gain are increased by 10% of your power for 15 seconds. So this is quite nice, guys. It's a nice buff for the whole team. Coming in at number 10, Artificer's Persuasion. And that will take us to number 9. Number 9, kind of similar. It's Shepherd's Devotion, except for when instead of using artifact power to get this thing to proc, you use a daily. So whenever you use a daily power, your teammates' defense, deflection, and movement are increased by 5% of your power for 10 seconds. So guys, the reason we have this one slightly higher is because you should be getting your dailies out there as a tank probably more often than your artifact power. Both are good though. Both are good. So moving on, guys, number 8, we have Alchemist Invigoration. Whenever you drink a healing potion, you are granted 5% more power and defense for 10 seconds. So this is quite nice, guys, especially for that defense buff. Coming in at number 8, Alchemist Invigoration, which is going to bring us to number 7. Number 7 is Champion's Return. Let's see if we can't hunt it down. Here it is. Whenever you are reduced to 50% hit points, you instantly recover 20% of your stamina and are healed for 20% of your maximum hit points over 10 seconds. So guys, it is nice. The reason it's so low here on the list is because you don't want to be reduced to 50% hit points as a tank. You don't want to be there. But it is a nice safeguard, so to speak, if it does happen. So coming in at number 7, Champion's Return. Moving on to number 6. Number 6, Oppressor's Reprieve. When you are stunned, knocked, or immobilized, you are healed for 4% of your maximum hit points over 4 seconds, guys. So this is super nice. As a tank, you want to get up there. You don't want to be avoiding some of the skills that these monsters have. You want to be able to just bulldoze everything. So in the event that you can't get your shield up in time, this is nice for that extra healing. And there's no cooldown on it either, so that does make it quite nice. Also, it can proc over and over, depending on what it is that you're fighting. So that's number 6, guys. Oppressors Reprieve, which will bring us to the top 5. Rounding it out is Survivor's Blessing. Whenever you deflect an attack, you are healed for 3% of your maximum hit points over 4 seconds. So this is super nice, guys, especially as your gear score goes up, because as a tank, your damage resistance is going to cap at a fairly low gear score level. So when you start creeping into the 10k, 11k, and beyond, you'll really start pumping points into your deflect, because your damage resistance will already be capped out on your defense. So at higher gear score, you can start deflecting quite often, more often than not, which makes Survivor's Blessing quite nice. Coming in at number 5, and that'll take us to number 4, guys. Number 4 is Victim's Preservation. This is for big fight field, guys. For big fights, boss fights, this comes in handy. So whenever you take greater than 35% of your maximum hit points, pre-mitigated damage, very important, guys, pre-mitigated damage from a single blow, you are healed for 10% of your maximum hit points over 5 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 10 seconds. So this is extremely nice when you're doing heavy duty tanking. Orcus, Famebreaker Island, the Dragonflight event at your guild stronghold. This is going to be proccing quite often, basically every 10 seconds. Every time the cooldown's finished and you get hit, it will proc. So this is quite nice, guys. Coming in at number 4, Victim's Preservation. And now to the glamorous top 3, guys. Coming in at number 3, one of my favorite Insignia bonuses for any class. Well, not any class, for most classes, but especially your tanks, Gladiator's Guile. When your stamina is above 75%, you move 15% faster, which tanks are slow. That's very, very handy, because you don't want to be the last in the fight, you want to be the first. And then you can see when your stamina is below 25%, gain 15% of your power as stamina gain. So this is huge for tanks in particular. That's why it's number 3. The mobility aspect of it is unmatched, and then also that stamina gain is huge. Gladiator's Guile, number 3 for your top 10 tank Mount Insignia bonuses. So guys, number 2 is it's the same as it was for the DPS characters, same as it's going to be for your healing classes. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen those, Protector's Camaraderie is number 2 across the board. And the reason is, whenever you summon companion attacks, you gain 3% of your power and defense for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times. So guys, this is going to give you 12% of your power, and more importantly for a tank, your defense. And that's pretty much going to be up more often than not when you're in combat. So Protector's Camaraderie is huge, guys, huge for your tanking character. And we will point out on a side note, there's also Protector's Friendship. See, this is not an Insignia bonus to stack. If you get Protector's Camaraderie more than once, the second one is only going to give you 0.5% of your defense and your power. So it kind of sucks. If you were leaning towards doing that anyway, you'd rather probably go Protector's Friendship, which whenever your summon companion attacks, you gain 1% of your power and defense for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times. So if you're looking to stack Protector's Camaraderie, don't. The best you can do is basically have 1 Camaraderie, 1 Friendship, and I wouldn't try and get any cuter than that, guys. Otherwise, it's diminishing returns. There's very, very good Insignia bonuses here. You don't want to take up slots to be chasing that percentage. So guys, that brings us to number one. Number 1 on the tanking list is Calvary's Warning. So this is only going to work for you if you have a legendary mount. You can see here, whenever you activate a mount combat power, you gain an increase of 10% to your power, recovery, armor penetration, critical strike, defense, deflection, regeneration, and lifesteal. So guys, 10% to all of your stats whenever you activate a mount combat power, which is every 60 seconds, guys. You can activate those legendary mount powers. So this is absolutely huge, and it is your number 1 mount insignia bonus for your tank. Guys, if you have any questions, comment down below, or if you need help in game on the PS4 platform, comment down below. As always, I'm going to ask you to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, guys, may the drops be ever in your favor. Eric out.